Hello YouTube, the Blind Wizard here, and I don't even need to look at the note yet, because I know I'm back. That's right, after a somewhat unwarranted hiatus from making videos, I'm back. Me, and I think the ref's back too. You back? Ref? We're good? Okay. He's back too. Wait, what was that? Tokustroyer is not yet back? Well, I've been told he has to be back because he has to be back. Let's look at the note, shall we? Dun, 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 dun. I just got a note. I just got a note. I just got a note. What does the boss want now? Dun, 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 dun. Hello, Blind Wizard, and all the reactors on the channel. We are back finally after a long break of doing no content because things just kept coming up for me. Don't they all? Don't they all, Joey? And because a person requested it specifically, today you will continue a show you started 3 months ago. You will continue Frieren from where you left off. You don't have to do too much, just continue the show for the one subscriber that asked for it specifically. Of course, you may already know this, but this is the week of content. And if this format goes well with the pre-planned calendar, this will become the new norm. So, you won't necessarily need to look at this note every time. You could just look at the calendar. Keep up the good work, Joey. Well, there you have it. This is the week of a new format on the channel. The week of content. And if it goes over well with you guys and the way it gets produced, it'll become the new norm. Don't know about complete consistency, mind you. And it looks like today we're continuing with Frieren, episode 3. Wow. And what a... Joey Smart. What a great way to start a large binge of filming content. Go back to a show that was a comfort watch. A show that felt very nice to just sit there and view the scenery, watch things unfold. You didn't have to worry too much about stakes or tension or just stuff in general. It was a vibe watching those 2 episodes when I did. And yes, I'd say as just the Blind Wizard myself that I'm overdue to continue Frieren. Not sure what to expect in this coming episode because so far it feels just like a journey. After all, that is the point. Frieren's on a journey. And so far, she's acquired a mage, an apprentice mage, Fern. That was the last thing I remember. Well, not her acquiring Fern, her traveling with Fern. That was the last thing I remember. So let's pick up where I left off. As always, I will see you all in the post-episode discussion, and abracadabra, alakazam. Okay, post-episode discussion time. Whoa. Once again, what an amazing episode. I think I mentioned this in the reaction itself, but it should be brought up here just so that it's made clear to everyone. I do love Frieren, the show. But Frieren as a character, it's starting to weigh on me that she's delivering her dialogue, her speech, like, there are times it feels like she's gonna give an emotion to her words, but then it's like, it comes off as so deadpan. I keep using that. It keeps falling flat. Her emotional delivery feels monotonous. It feels what's the word when something's lacking emotion? It feels cold. And for what I said in the previous episodes back when I started the show, when it had this nice comforting vibe, this wholesome atmosphere, this series where you could watch it and just feel good. It's maybe this episode where I'm starting to notice that Frieren is definitely not entirely... No, maybe not. It's definitely a part of the show's theming that Frieren's doing this journey now, not just for the sake of her comrades who are getting older, passing away. I mean, Himmel died the first episode. But it's a case of she's trying to figure out with her long-lived life, is there a purpose left for her life? That her comrades are gone and that she is now just... Like, you could tell that she probably didn't want to do a journey alone. And that she has Fern at the moment, and thanks to the opening and their collab in the Slime mobile game, I know for a fact Stark is a character. Unfortunately, that's like the one thing I can't avoid. That tiny little spoiler. So even though I'm the blind wizard, I know who he is, just by proxy of knowing Frieren's characters in something else. And mind you, that collab happened before I decided I would watch Frieren in the first place. Because it was because of that collab, actually, where I realized this is actually something I should probably watch for myself. Which is funny, because it was the Overlord collab that got me playing that game in the first place. Because, I mean, hell, it's my two favorite isekai protagonists of all time in the same game. They are literally my two favorite anime of all time, interacting with each other. So, how could I not? The point I'm trying to make is, Frieren gave off a vibe before I even started. And it still does give that vibe. But Frieren herself, I'm feeling like there's gonna be a shift somewhere. And I don't think it was this episode, because even with the battle at the end against Grom? What was his name again? Grom? Who invented Zoltraak, that becomes Frieren's signature spell, and who changed the way humans look at defensive magic because of his spell being considered a deadly piercing spell, which didn't exist before him. He literally changed the course of human science and magic theory. And he brushes off 80 years of being sealed as nothing, when it was everything. But to bring it back to Frieren herself, there were two moments this episode where I made a comment about, that's it, you're not going to say anything else. And it's back to what I said earlier. She says things that you could clearly give a more emotional response to, and they would look more normal. But because of Frieren still trying to figure out her own emotions, her own emotional state of why people get so worked up over things that she doesn't even seem to be too bothered by. Like, the example, even in this episode, is she remembered the straw hat on the old man from the village, specifically because, and I quote Frieren here, "You're the delinquent who flipped up my skirt." And then we see a flashback. You see him as a kid doing it. And who gives the emotional reaction? Himmel, the hero. Frieren, in that moment, could care less. Now, Granted, I could probably hear a little bit of emotion, like a little bit of a, like, not rage, not anger, maybe just shock. Because the next thing she says in present day is, "So you're still alive, huh?" And I'm just like, what are you implying by that, Frieren? And another thing that's very weird character building, even if it's because of a flashback, but what else did Himmel say in that flashback? Oh yeah, I've always wanted to do that to Frieren too, but I have self-control. What? Himmel! What? If you loved Frieren, why didn't you just confess? Although the rest of their party was no better, but okay. Sure. The beginning of the episode felt very weird, because Fern didn't place enough trust in Frieren to not spend money on worthless things, when all Frieren was doing was getting her a birthday gift. Which was, I guess, illustrating the fact that Frieren had so much trouble with it because Fern never gave her an opportunity to, like, let her open up more and have her learn more about her. So yeah, this episode definitely felt different from the past episodes that I watched, but not in a bad way. It feels like the natural progression. Like, you can keep what was great about it so far, and you just add to it. There was one more moment I will bring up. It was another example of Frieren's, the way she delivers lines, like, totally takes away from what she means them to say, which further emphasizes my philosophy that emotions can carry words better than just the words themselves. Where she's like looking at Fern and she's like, "Oh, wow, you got taller than me." And then Frieren looks down at her chest thinking, "We have the same diet, so that can't be it." And I'm just like, are you referring to your small chest size? Your small boobs? And I'm just like, it's implied by what she's doing with her body gestures, right? But her dialogue just makes it sound like she's just making an observation. She's like, meh. And I don't know if I'm gonna continue to like it or come to hate her demeanor, but it's definitely something to keep an eye on. Although she did make a very weird purchase of a potion that dissolves clothing, and I'm just like, why do you have that? Why? Was it confirmed somewhere that Frieren's lesbian or something? Yo, imagine Himmel actually did confess his love to her, and she's like, no, I don't love you back, Himmel. I'm into girls. I think I've gone on long enough about this episode. Let's get right to the next one. This week of content is just getting started, and I am not stopping. So thank you all so much for watching. Hope you liked it. Hit the like button, subscribe, share the video with a friend. Join the Patreon, especially because this week is going to be full of Patreon exclusives. You'll want to be over there, and you'll want to join. Be a member. Get access to stuff that I will have no business putting on the channel. And as always, I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.